New cards, POGCHAMP, and new cards, POGCHAMP. So today we finally have some information on the next main box for Rush Duel. We've been just going back and forth between like mini boxes, the special limited boxes, and deck build boxes, but now we finally have a next main box. Been a while. Along with that, as you are currently hearing the sound of my voice, there is a new unlock event starting. This is to unlock Tiger. Her nickname is Tiger. I didn't watch the anime. I don't know what her name is besides Tiger. Anyway, so that she is bringing along with her the musical princess card. You might be familiar that we have had musical princess recital in the game for a very long time. Decent trap that negates an attack if there's only one monster on your board. But now we're getting the actual musical princess archetype. And as you can see from the little pack image in front of me, there is new Magnum support. So I've been a little spoiled on what's exactly in this set. I haven't really gone too deep on reading what the cards do. So we're going to go ahead, read all these up together, and we'll see what we think when we're done. All right, so it looks like what we have is, this was all from a stream. I believe it was in Japanese, but subtitled. I don't really watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like promotional streams, honestly, just because it's a little difficult to follow and there's a lot of just fluff in them. So I like just waiting for after the fact and just reading what we've got. So let's see. Let's start with the first card. So we have Supreme Machine Burning Overlord, starting off with the cover card. Looks just like Magnum. If you have a face-up machine type max monster on your field, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If you have 3 or more dark attribute machine type maximum monsters in your graveyard, pay 500 life points. At the end of your opponent's next turn, this card gains 1200 attack and cannot be destroyed by card effects. Alright, so it's a level 5, 1900 on its own. Okay, so the idea is you have like a limb on the field, and then you were able to just summon this dude as a beater. And as well, if you've gone through your max guys, he just becomes a bigger beater. That's alright. That would go pretty good in the light machine deck I've been playing for a while now. The deck I'm talking about, it's called light machine because the big like boss is Mirror Innovator. So this guy would be pretty good in that deck. It doesn't actually need to be light. I know this guy's a dark machine. I think he'd be pretty good as a typing for that. That deck does also play the Magnum pieces. And it just looks to shuffle them back with Mirror Innovator to make him big or give him piercing. Having this guy as another beater and also bigger guy who you can just tribute summon would be nice. Right now that deck relies on tribute summoning to the head of all things when you really need some board space. You can actually check out the video on my channel where I play that deck. It went up 2 weeks ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago. Next up you have Music Princess Dance. If you have 5 or more wind attribute warrior type monsters in your graveyard, you can summon a wind attribute warrior type monster by shuffling monster from your hand and or graveyard into the deck as material. Okay, that's interesting. So we got a Miracle Fusion, but for Wind Warrior. I'm assuming the musical princesses are going to be Wind Warriors, I'd imagine. So what this card does, like I said, it's a Miracle Fusion. It does need the graveyard to be pretty full, but I imagine the idea is kind of pretty much everything in Rush just mills you out a lot or just discards cards. So it's probably going to be super simple to get this online. The question is, though, are they going to give Musical Princess like a skill to search this, or maybe their monsters are good enough for it? You never know with Rush. Digisoon the Music Fiend. Not Musical Princess, but Music Fiend, okay. Warrior Wind, but it is the Musical Princess archetype, obviously. If your opponent has a defense position monster in the field, send that card your deck to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal number of defense position monsters in your opponent's field times 800 at the end of this turn. He's a level 8, 24 2k, so he gets really big if the opponent has a defensive wall. Don't know about that one. Don't know about that one. I don't really want my monsters to get huge when the opponent has a defensive wall, because if the monster isn't piercing, honestly, what's the goddamn point? But okay, he's okay otherwise. Maybe there's like a Musical Princess card that will give him piercing. That'll be way better. He'd just be like an OTK machine, just punching over low defense guys for game. VIFRND. Oh, it's a psychic. Okay, we got more psychics. Hold up. I do be loving the psychic deck. It's one of my favorite decks to have played in Rush. So maybe this is the new support card that really brings it back. Dark level 7. Okay, not liking that. 25,000 attack, 0 defense. Send up to 5 cards to the top of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack on the end of this turn. Sure. Then if you have Giftarist, Romic, and Roller, Berry Bassist, Dream Drummer, and Keytar Kid in your graveyard, you can destroy 1 card in your opponent's field. So that second part of the effect is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. Just non-targeting, pop any card in the opponent's field. And of course it's Rush, so that's a soft once per turn. But if I remember correctly, they're gonna appear on screen as I talk about them. I'm pretty sure those are all, like, bad cards. I'm pretty sure the cards mentioned there are all bad or, like, vanillas. So I'm not too sure if that card's gonna be very good. But it is interesting, at least. I'd love to see more Psychics come to the game. Maybe Psychics will get a brand new skill that just turns us on turn 1. You never know. Read a speed duel skill and see what happens. Dragonic Geist. Geist mentioned? No. Level 1 Earth Dragon. Okay, 0/0. Interesting. The only monster in your graveyard, high dragon type and or dragon type monsters, send 2 face-up level 4 or lower effect monsters from your field to the graveyard. Start on 1 level 7 Earth attribute or Dark attribute monster with 2500 attack from your graveyard face up to your field. That's sick. It's kind of similar to... Ooh, what's the guy? The little guy we were playing in Blue Eyes for a while that did a similar effect with light monsters. He's very similar to that, but I think this guy is probably more versatile. Level 7 Earth attribute or Dark attribute covers pretty much everything in both the Demolisher, Dragonic Slayer, those guys. Obviously, you can tell by his design that he fits in with them. It also covers Miragios and Dragios and Metagios. All those cards. Pretty much all those cards fit that criteria where in Blue Eyes, that little guy just only targeted Blue Eyes and Bright Eyes. This guy seems pretty good. He seems pretty interesting. Looping the same, like, Demolisher or Slayer has been pretty much the game plan of the Earth Dragons, these Earth Armored Dragons. So this guy really does help out a little bit. The only thing giving me pause is that this does require sending level... This thing does require you to send effect monsters, so you might not be able to play the strong vanilla beaters like we usually do in Dragon decks. Next up, oh my god, this is the part that I got spoiled on. We finally have a brand new Max monster coming to the game. I think the last Max monster we got was Vulcan, and honestly, that guy, while cool looking, wasn't really much of a game changer. Let's see what we got here. Supreme Wild Gleam Magnum Overlord. Okay, so it's like an alt form of Magnum, similar to how like the Power Rangers have like the Animal Ranger, Animal Zords, and like the regular ones, the regular like vehicles. Level 4 Dark Machine Max. 800 0. Yeah, it makes sense that all the pieces are going to be very small. Only has a max mode effect. This card gains attack equal to the number of monsters in your opponent's field times 500. Insane. That's great. That's great. OTK machine, let's go. If you have 10 or more monsters in your graveyard, this card inflicts piercing bound damage. Wow. Wow. Magnum with piercing. That's crazy. Now that's something Magnum's always been missing. If you've seen me play like Magnum Overlord or the Double X deck, you know that my number one complaint is that we just die super hard to defense position. And just this one L just changes everything. Yeah, we need 10 monsters at the very least to do it. But if we're playing like the Max Overlord with spellcasters in it, with the 7-Zord dudes inside as well, we're going to be getting that pretty damn easy. Or maybe the other cards also enable this. So let's move on to the next one. We got the middle piece. Supreme Wild Gleam Magnum Overlord, the middle one. Dark level 10 machine, 1900, just like the previous Magnum Overlord head. They have a max 7 effect. Then while in max mode, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's trap effects. Same thing, almost all of the guys have. Alright, let's look at R. During the turn, your opponent special summon a level 5 or higher monster face up. While this card is face up, your opponent cannot activate the effects of face up level 10 or lower monsters. What do? you play Floodgates. Holy shit. And what's their max attack, by the way? Their max attack is 35. So we can put out a 3,500 body that literally just floodgates the opponent from playing if they special, which is like everything the newer decks want to do. That's crazy. That is so crazy. So hold on, let me read something. So during the so this is a continuous effect. So it activates. It works like a continuous spell. It won't activate. So if they do something like summon out, let's say you're playing its hero, they summon Shining Flare and punch over your Magnum. He does still die, and you will still take the burn damage. But if you're playing against something like Metarion, and you have this guy out and you set back row, they can't do anything to your back row, because the second they fusion summon into like a Shurisar, this floodgate's just online for the rest of the turn. That's crazy. And it's on a max monster, so they can't shiny shady it. They can hit it with executed writing, I guess. But oh man, that's crazy. They made a floodgate good. They're probably gonna put some hella restrictions or like limits on these cards. There's no way they're just gonna let you raw drop all three of these guys. Now they also have the other Music Princess cards that got shown off. So we have the Princess Dance again. Now here we have Horn Knives, the Music Princess. During the turn you normally summon this card, send a top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if you send a warrior type monster to the graveyard by this effect, you can add one warrior type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. That's good. It's a nice little card to get you some extra bodies and material. You're pretty much being forced to play a wind warrior deck anyway, through the restrictions on like your cards. Probably going to be the restrictions on your skill too. So as long as you hit a monster of this effect, you're going to be golden. You're going to get back a normal. You can probably just hit a normal and hit it back. Got some normals. We got Pluto Mahawk, the Music Princess. 1500 normal summon. Nice. Then you have Botan, the Music Princess. She's a 500 defense, level 1 normal summon. Don't know about that. Cheap. Maybe she's... Usually when you see these like really weak cards come into the deck, it's probably because they're like a fusion material, something like that, or they end up being mentioned on the skill as being a mandatory include. So we have the Digisoon again. We have another new card here. I don't know why this is the only one that has the new label on it, but okay. Ensom Bullfighter, the Music Fiend. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard. This turn, while this card is face over, your opponent can activate trap cards when your win attribute warrior type monsters declare an attack. Okay, this is a thing to just stop the opponent from interacting with you in the battle phase. This beats Negate Attack, this beats Widespread, this beats Musical Princess Recital, and okay, interesting. It's a level 7 too, 2200 attack, so it's a alright beater in its own right. I see why it's new. It has the new label because it's part of the Tiger Unlock event. Oh, it looks like her name is Theodosia. Okay. Yeah, so it's part of the Tiger Unlock event, which should be live as you're hearing my voice. Following that, we have the fusions. Okay. Divine Breath, the Orchestral Music Fiend. As far as Digisoon, which was this guy, and Botan, which is the level 1, like I said, the Music Princess. Send them to 3 cards from your hand to the graveyard. Your hand, okay. That's a big ask. This turn, this card cannot be destroyed by everyone's trap effects. Beats Widespread, cool. It looks piercing, nice. She's 3k, that's really sick. Also, if you activate this effect during your main phase of this card special summon, so the turn, this can be activated multiple times over the course of turns if she survives. But specifically, if it is the main phase in which she was summoned, she gains an attack equal to the number of monsters sent to the graveyard to meet the requirement times 1000 at the end of the turn. So you go second against dragons, and you fuse this girl, and then you just pitch up 3 guys from your hand. You punch over when there's 0 defense dudes and pierce for the OTK. Alright, that's sick. That's pretty sick. So she gets piercing always. But this one just pumps her to an insane attack level. And also, you don't have to send 3 to get 3000. You can just send 1 to get 1000 or send 2 to get 2000. That clears pretty much any other boss monster but like an Eternal Galaxy. We also got Full Orchestra, the Music Fiend. Getting Orchest flashbacks here. Check out my TCG videos. You want to see me play Orchest? You want to see me go musical mode? Ensemble Bullfighter. Okay, so this thing. And Botan. Yep, she's material again. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy all face down cards in your opponent's spell and trap zone. Then this card gains attack equal to the number of cards destroyed times 600 until the end of this turn. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to see Heavy Storm here. What do you mean? One-sided heavy? And it says face down, so like, yeah, of course they can flip things like Shiny Shady or Riding when you go summon this thing, but they're leaving the field anyway, so this doesn't even really matter, except for you don't get any attack. Whatever, that's not important. It just wipes the back row, and just, they're wide open for you to just attack. That's crazy. Now that's really good. That is a really, really good card. You just need to get this at 2 tribute, and the 1 tribute, no normal summon out. That's nice. Honestly, considering their fusion spell, their in-archetype fusion spell is literally just a miracle fusion, I think this deck is probably already going to be insane. And there's still 2 more cards I haven't read yet. Trombo, the Music Princess, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard and send 1 win attribute war type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw 1 card. Then you have a normal monster in your graveyard. You can change the battle position of 1 monster in the field. Cool. So you can set you up to pierce over things with your Divine Breath, or she draws you a card. She just draws you a card. Sends 2 cards, draws you a card. Oh look, now we have 5 engrave or something. Boom. Music Princess Dance. Easy. 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 It's nice. And the last card is Clubinette, the Music Princess. 1400 defense. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate that. You can see here also, we have the campaign, the login campaign. In Japanese. Oh, shame. Shame I don't speak Japanese. 50 gems, 5-pack speed, 5-packs rush, 150 gems, Chronicle effect, UR ticket, SR ticket. I believe people were complaining on Reddit that these aren't dream tickets. This is like the only thing I've seen of the update is that people are complaining of what type of tickets these are. Then 250 more Chronicle, and then the rush UR SR. Cool. Appreciate that. And finally, oh, we have 2 Tiger skills reveal. Alright, let's check out skill 1. Reveal 1 warrior type monster with 2000 or more defense in your hand from turn 2 onward if all monsters in your constructed deck are beast/warrior type win attribute monsters. Add 1 Botan or 1 fusion from your deck graveyard to your hand. This turn you can normal summon / set. You can normal summon or set warrior type monsters with 2000 or more defense with 1 less tribute. Okay. That's fucking insane. So the 7 and 8, who you of course have to reveal to even activate this skill, they become 1 tributes. That's insane. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. That every time you read a rush skill, it's literally just the band-aid slapped onto a slower, like, physical deck, right? And this just changes everything. It can either add fusion if you don't have it yet, or it adds you Botan if you don't have her. So you're obviously going to play 3 fusion. We're going to play 3 of the Princess Dance, because of course you need that. 5 more win attributes. And even then, you can still do things like summon the Bullfighter, just tribute something. You can use the normal fusion that you're adding with the skill, right? To fuse off. And then, oh look, you have more materials engraved. Was that 5? Maybe you have 5. Boom. Music Princess Dance. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. This deck is going to be insane. Second skill. Can be activated turn 2 onward. Honestly, I don't know how the second skill came to top the first one. Choose 1 Digistune, the Music Fiend, or 1 Onsen Bullfire, so the big guys. From your field, that was normal summon or special summon this turn. This turn, it also inflicts piercing battle damage. Then you can add 1 Music Princess Whirling Wind from outside your deck to your hand. Once per duel of going first, twice per duel of going second. I don't know what the Whirling Wind does, but this skill is pee-pee poo-poo. That is ass. Where Whirling Wind is not here. Hold on. Whirling Wind. Normal spell, okay. If you have face below 5 or win attribute warrior type monster in your field, change up to 2 activations you want. It's stop attack. It's stop attack. It's stop attack for 2 monsters. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate that. So basically this skill just sets you up to once or twice per duel. Pierce over with this. I mean, I guess it actually does synergize with this guy's effect. And this guy stops you from getting negate attacked or widespread. I don't know. You're not going to get me excited for piercing when this skill summons, can get you things that do piercing. That just do piercing and wipe back rows, honestly. And yeah, that's it. That is all the new cards POGCHAMP. don't know, try and get this out as soon as possible for you guys. But I gotta say, I'm impressed. I think we're getting some really crazy cards, and I'm really looking forward to playing these when they release. Anyway, that's it for me. Catch you guys in the event, huh? Alright, take care. Bye. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, follow the Twitch channel, subscribe to the Twitch channel too if you want. Goodbye.